Hello YouTubers, I am back again with another video. Let's get started here. So this is the Tory Burch in the poppy red color, and for measurements it measures in the range of 3 inches across and 4 inches the other way. And to make another point, it's a bit wider than the Louis Vuitton monogram, so you'll see this ends up being an inch thick, if you can see that. So it's a great piece. It really is fabulous, but I find it to be a little bit bulky, and here's why. I'll go into the details of why. So as you can see, I've got 3 keys, and I've got my car key. You know, and this is my key. It's just a fob. There is no key. You know, I drive a Ford Explorer, and it's a pretty decent sized key fob. And there's no actual key. So as long as this key fob is in the car, it will work. You know, then I've got my house keys here, basically, and you know, that's pretty much it. Now it's got these great little side pockets, which I think is a great feature to this key holder. So you can see there's one pocket here. I don't have anything in there. There is another pocket here where I've got a $20 bill there. And what I do have is I have a credit card in one slot, because there's one slot here, and then in the other slot over here there's actually, I can fit 2 cards, and I have a driver's license and another, like a debit card. So that's what I carry in this. This piece by itself, I find it to be, it is very functional, but it is also much more bulky, and I will show you how in the comparison. I love, you know, the little golden key rod. It's great. It's sparkly shiny. I've been using it now for 3 months, and there's been no problems with it. The one thing that I will say is it doesn't slide out like the Louis Vuitton one does, and it also, sometimes when I have to get my keys in and out, sometimes, see, it does that. It kind of sticks a little bit, so I kind of have to mess with it for it to go back down. And that can be a little bit annoying, but it's really no big deal. As you can see, what I did was I got one of those little chains from, you know, Home Depot. It was one of those little ball chain kits, and I cut it so it fell right here, so that way even when it's closed, I can go ahead and start my car. I can, you know, open up the trunk if I had to, or I can lock the car without having to open this keychain. So like I said, while this is a great piece, it is bulkier and a little bit heavier, and sometimes these not going in correctly can kind of drive me crazy. But you know, let me show you what it's like in the other one. So hang on a second and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, and I did a quick swap. This is the Louis Vuitton multi-clay 6 key holder in the monogram print, with the brass button. I did not get the colored one with the fuchsia or the rose ballerine or anything like that, mostly because I didn't want to have to deal with the button needing to be replaced or anything along those lines. I was just thinking, you know, go for the original model, and I like the brass button that it has, or the brass colored button that it has. So I did a quick swap here. I just picked up this piece a couple hours ago, and I just now put my keys in there, and immediately I am reminded at how much of a difference there is between the Tory Burch and the monogram, the Louis Vuitton monogram piece. It's so much thinner. So across it is, 4 inches across, and the other way it's actually a little bit less than 3 inches, so it's like 2 and almost 3/4. So it is actually a little bit more narrow. And then this way right here, like you can see, it's just so much thinner. I mean, the other one was easily an inch, with my things inside. And so you can see this is under an inch easily. It's not quite 3/4, a little more than half, but it's almost 3/4. But it's so much thinner and lighter, and I don't know if this makes a difference too, but I'm left-handed. So for me, having the Tory Burch open the other way, I much prefer having the Louis Vuitton open this way for me, because that makes more sense in my head. I don't know if it's a left-handed thing or how that works, but with the other one, the Tory one, which is now, dangly and empty, it would just kind of drive me crazy to open it from this way. I know that's a weird thing, but that's how my thing is. So, and you can see, like, here's the difference. If you can see how much thicker it is, so there's that. So here are my keys. I deliberately left them hanging like this for the key fob, because one, the key fob doesn't really fit in here nicely and close the same way. And I wanted to attach them like this because I feel it stresses the bar out less to have all 3 of them in than to remove them and just have this keychain hanging off by one. I'm aware that I could move them, but I feel like it's less stress to the bar, and I don't have to worry about losing these. This is very easy to come off. I didn't find it difficult at all. If you just kind of press these two little buttons or button-like things, if you press them back, the whole bar just kind of slides right out, which is a big plus. Now, as you can see, there is only one pocket, which is here, just the one pocket. I can do that. It goes all the way through. There's not 4 pockets in there like the Tory. I actually just, pulled these out of the back pocket there. So, and what I have here is my 3 cards. I've got, kind of my driver's license and a debit card and a credit card, and I'm gonna put them back here so you can see. And sorry for the jingling. They fit really nicely. I mean, I still have my $20 bill. I'm sure that I can fit that back there. And so this is what I would carry. I mean, I would carry my keys, my phone, and be out the door. There's some times where I don't want to carry a bag if I'm just running to go, drop my kids off to school or, go to the gas station. So as you can see, this fits really nicely. Oh, and the other thing that I should mention, maybe this won't drive you crazy. For me, it did. When I had the key holder in monogram with the poppy color, you see how this kind of sits really straight? It sits straight and flush with this bar right here. The other one didn't do that. The other one, like this corner and this corner, kind of came up away from the bar, which I thought was kind of strange. But it didn't bother me. Well, no, it bothered me a little bit, but I thought, you know what, that's just probably how it is. But now that I see this one, I feel like the one that I must have had before must have just been, some sort of defective piece, because then what was happening is all around here and right around here, the glazing was starting to come off. And this was only after about a week of use. The glazing was just starting to come off, and it kind of looked like peeling sunburn. You know, like when your skin peels from getting sunburn after. That's the best way that I could describe it. So I was very disappointed to have to return the piece, because I find this to be a wonderful, wonderful, useful piece. I used to think that these were very old-fashioned. My father had one, you know, and I thought, oh my goodness, this is just so old-fashioned, you know, not the way to go. But then once I realized how practical this piece was, and that there was a pocket back here that could actually hold just a couple things, you know, and I would never carry more than this. I mean, I wouldn't carry more than a driver's license, a credit card. I put the 20 back there for an emergency, you know, in case I needed cash for something where a card wouldn't work. But I also, you know, don't usually carry a ton of cash on me either. You know, so this is my comparison with the two of them. So in case you are thinking about getting a Louis Vuitton 6-key multi-clay holder, you know, and I know that you're also looking at the Tory Burch, both of them are very good. They're very functional pieces. They work great. I just find the Tory, as practical as it is, and it really is, to be a lot more bulky than the Louis Vuitton. So if I'm switching this out to a smaller purse, this takes up more bulk in my pouchette than this would. And between the two of them, I like the look and feel of this one better. And the one thing that I love about this particular one is when you go to move them and you just kind of want to flip them back, this moves so fluidly. I haven't seen it get stuck when I did use it for the almost 2 weeks that I had it. So it's interesting when you have this and then you return it and then you get another piece that's very similar and very practical and very useful, but it's not Louis Vuitton. And there is definitely a difference in the quality of the rings. I much prefer these kind of rings than these kind. These kinds are great, but I feel like it's much more flimsy, that if something were to happen and I bent it back the wrong way, that these could easily bend, you know what I mean, and just not kind of snap back into place. And I did see someone on eBay, they were selling this used, and one of these key rings, it was broken. This part right here, if you can see it, this part right here had broken off and another one was just bent. So there's definitely a difference in terms of quality for this particular hardware. The Louis Vuitton hardware is definitely quality. I can see myself using this for a very long time, and if there are any problems with it, you know, they're really great about it. They told me to just bring it back in and they'll take care of it, or, you know, I'll just basically use the heck out of it and then just get a new one when I'm ready, you know. But I am going to keep this down here because I like being able to have access to my car key, and, you know, not this so much, but this allows it to be nice and close. I mean, this part kind of sticks up right now, but I think that's just because it's just brand new, and as I get used to it, it'll soften up over time. So there you have it. If you have any questions, please add it to the comment box below. And I hope that this video and information was useful if you are trying to decide between a Louis Vuitton multi-clay key holder or a Tory Burch. So anyway, thank you for watching, and hope to come at you with another video again soon. Have a great evening,